Okay guys, I'm going to give you a rundown on how to use all of our Pro products, the ones we carry specifically. The first thing I'm going to do is go through the firing systems that I offer. Um, I have a 12Q unit just like this. This one is 4Q unit. Um, so the first thing you want to do is have an understanding of how this thing works. Um, so it's got an on and off switch right here. This is the remote. This one is labeled A, B, C, D, and the remote is A, B, C, D. This one, some systems they have, you have to arm it. It's got a little safety on the system where this slide is basically your safety. So if you're leave your power off on that till everything's hooked up, turn your power on, and I guess the biggest thing for safety here is make sure that you're the one carrying the remote. Make sure this is up, it's not open in your pocket. And keep the power off until you're ready to shoot. But the reason I have these here is so these are the wires that I have for this system, and they come like this. You pull this off, and then it's just like two speaker wires that would go into here. It doesn't matter which one goes into which. They will be crossed. That keeps it from if there was static electricity or something, it keeps it so from it igniting. But the reason I have this here is because these are kind of long. So when you put these in, they'll work the way they are. But you put those in there, and if they touch, then it's not going to work. So what you can do, and generally, I mean, I've never cut these down, but like I tell everyone, you can put 4 different wires. You can put whatever into this 1Q. Now, if you want to use this for your finale, you can put four wires into 1Q. When you push the 1 button, all those cakes are going to go off. But because these wires are so long, like odds are a wire is going to touch another wire if it's like that. But you can just shorten them up, and now you're a lot more likely to not have a problem. But yeah, you shorten them up, and then you would want to split the coated area. Let's see if we can do it here. Like that. And now I accidentally took off some of that, so we'll get rid of some of that orange. Give ourselves a little more wire. There we go. We're not going to have any wires touching if we do it like that. So now I want to show you these. I've been really trying to go to just these because there's all these different wires. So like this, it's got this button, and that's for a T-lock. It'll work on most of the Pro cakes. Where you put it, stick it in there, twist it, and it'll be locked in. And then inside of there, there's a match head. But that's what the match head, that's what ignites your product. And then this one here, this is for like an ignite. It's a quick plug end. It's not wires like that. This would go into an ignite or a Cobra with the quick plug option. When you open this up, these are 4 consumer fuses. When you open this up, you see that little metal, and that's what it gets hot and it starts on fire. I can see how a lot of people would be confused and think that you want the fuse underneath there, but that's not right. You just open it up and stick it straight in like that, and then you would plug that in. But also, if you only have these kind of wires, but you need wires, you can cut that off. take some of that wire off, take some of the coating off, and now this could be used in here. Another thing you can do, if you needed it to be longer, you could cut this match head off. And you could connect these two. And I'll show you with this little fountain it working. Alright, so we've got this. We're going to turn the power on. We've got the two wires that I made into one. And I've got my fountain. Can't barely see it. Okay, there it is. I'm going to hit the button. I got it in A. I'm going to light A. Okay, now it didn't go off because one of these wires disconnected, which this isn't ideal, but I just want to show you that you can make this work. And we'll go back. It should work now. Take a look and we'll hit A. Alright, so that's how that works, and like I say on everything, you guys have questions, just ask. I'll let you guys know. I don't care if you don't buy from me, who you buy from. If you have questions on stuff, you always feel free to contact me, and I'll do the best I can to give you any information you need. Okay, so that 4Q unit we offer is 20 bucks. This one is a 12Q unit. You've got 3 modules, so that's pretty nice. Ultimately, you could do 3 separate positions with the one remote. You know, you could get these pretty far away from each other, but this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 through 12 on the remote. I get a lot of questions about if I like the Ignites, you know, systems I like, and it's just preference. But I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on the Ignite. I did have one. I have a Cobra, and I would say I use this thing more than anything. I love this. It fits in my pocket. It fits in my hoodie. I throw it around. Like, it's not expensive. If it gets broken, whatever. But I've used this thing. I use it for all my demos. So now the Ignite, I don't know, some complaints I've heard, which it didn't bother me necessarily myself, and I can't even remember if this was true, but I've been told you have to have your location settings on. Why they need to know where you're at, I don't know, but I've heard people say they do not like that. Then for your ignition, every cue you have to push your cue number. So you cue number 1 and then fire. Cue number 2, fire. And then you're doing it with your phone, so there is no texture. It's on your flat screen. So you really have to pay a lot of attention to your phone to fire the show well, unless you are using scripting. You know, if you're doing scripting, maybe the Ignite is good for you. But I would assume if you're doing scripting, you're also into it enough that you're probably just go buy a Cobra, which I don't know. Cobras are very expensive. Where this one here, you get them all hooked up, power on, and you can physically just feel the buttons with your finger. You know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think you can pay attention, a lot more attention to your show and not be looking at the remote. Another thing about the Ignite is it is run on Bluetooth. So I think I'm getting better range with this than I would with an Ignite. I know I've had problems with the Ignite going too far. I've never tested how far away I could go from these, but I know I've never had to get closer to make it work. Now I think I need to give you a little better explanation why I said I'm trying to go to only these. And the reason is because these work on everything. So why buy 3 or 4 different kinds of wires if you can essentially light everything with this kind of shroud? So for the consumer wicks, I just pull this back and I get the wick in there. It's too tight if you don't pull it back, but then I would just shove that back together, and I mean, it's together. That will ignite. Now if you are doing a pro, if you're doing a pro comet, I'll show you in a later video, this goes into there, and that's how you ignite that. This will work in the compound cakes, which this T-lock will work on the compound cakes, but then it won't work on your single shots. And I don't know, these ones, the match heads really in there, it'd be harder to use this on your consumer products. I just know that these ones are great for everything. So I think I'll keep this just to one video, and I'll label my videos pro training with maybe what I'm training, number 1, number 2, number 3. And I'll keep teaching you guys a little at a time on how to use all of the different pro products. All right, guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you for all your support, and we'll see you on the next one.